Why is it so hard for us to be the person that we really want to be, the person that we know we are meant to be? To answer this question, we need to take a journey back in time. The modern human mind, with its amazing ability to analyze, plan, create, and communicate, has largely evolved over the last 100,000 years since our species, Homo sapiens, first appeared on the planet. But our minds didn't evolve to make us feel good, so we could tell great jokes, write sonnets, poems, and say, "I love you forever." Our minds evolved to help us survive in a world fraught with danger. Now imagine that you're an early human hunter-gatherer. What are your essential needs in order to survive and reproduce? Well, food, water, shelter, sex to reproduce, obviously, but none of these things mean much if you're dead. So the number one priority of the primitive human mind was to look out for anything that might harm you and avoid it. In essence, the primitive mind was a don't get killed device, and it proved enormously useful. The better that our ancestors became at anticipating, recognizing, and avoiding danger, the longer they lived and the more children they had. With each generation, the human mind became increasingly better at this, better and more skilled at predicting and avoiding danger. And now, after 100,000 years of evolution, the modern mind is still constantly on the lookout for danger, for trouble, for things that might affect us negatively. It is constantly assessing and judging almost everything we do and encounter. Is this good? Is this bad? Is it safe? Is it dangerous? Harmful or helpful? That's what our mind constantly does, without our control. These days, though, it's not saber-toothed cats or 200-kilogram wolves that our mind warns us about. Instead, it's losing our job, being rejected, getting a speeding ticket or not being able to pay the bills or on time, embarrassing ourselves in public, upsetting our loved ones, getting cancer, or any one of another million other common worries. As a result, we spend a lot of time worrying about things that more often than not are never actually going to happen. Then realistically not going to happen. Another essential thing for the survival of any early human was to belong to a group. If your clan boots you out, if your tribe rejects you, it won't be long before the wolves find you. So how does the mind protect you from rejection by the group? Well, it does it by comparing you with other members, making sure that you're keeping up with the standards so that you stay with the group. They want you, they need you. It's constantly asking, am I fitting in? Am I doing the right thing? Am I contributing enough? Am I as good as the others? Am I doing anything that might get me rejected? Am I doing something that might upset people? All of these thoughts are happening to us a million times a day. Sound familiar? Well, our modern day minds are continually warning us of rejection and comparing us against the rest of society. No wonder we spend so much energy worrying whether people will like us. No wonder we're always looking for ways to improve ourselves or putting ourselves down because we don't measure up. 100,000 years ago, we had only the few members of our immediate clan to compare ourselves with. But these days, we open any newspaper, magazine, switch on the TV, tune into radio. We've got social media just in our face constantly. We instantly find a whole host of people who are smarter, richer, taller, slimmer, sexier, stronger, more powerful, more famous, more successful, or more admired than we are. So what's the fastest way to get depressed? Well, is to show them something on social media. When you compare yourself to all those airbrushed and collagen-enhanced, digitally altered people, you're guaranteed to feel inferior or downright unattractive. Remember, these people are taking pictures of themselves when they're at their best. They probably took 100 pictures to get the perfect one, but we don't know that. We're still comparing ourselves to that one picture, the one comparison. The rest of us are not really that different, you and I. Thanks to evolution, our minds are now so sophisticated they can even dream up a fantasy of the person we'd like to be. and then compare our real self to that impossible standard, what chance have we actually got? We will always end up feeling as though we're not good enough, that we've got to do better. Now, for any Stone Age person with ambition, the general rule for success is the more, the better. This means we will survive. More food, better shelter. The more sophisticated your weapons and the more of them you have, remember this is the Stone Age person, the more food you can have, you can acquire, you can kill. The more plentiful your food stores, the better your chances are of living through times of scarcity, through the winter, through the drought. The more substantial your shelter, the safer you are from weather, wild animals. The more children you have, the better the chance that some of them will survive into adulthood, maybe even protect you when you're older. It's no surprise then that our modern mind continually looks for more. More money, more status, more love, more job, more satisfaction, a new car, a younger looking body, a younger looking partner, a bigger house, etc. The list goes on. And if we succeed, if we actually get more money, or a newer car, or a better job, then we're satisfied, at least for a while. But sooner or later, usually sooner though, we end up wanting more again. It's just inevitable. It's what we do. Thus, evolution has shaped our minds so that we are almost inevitably designed to suffer psychologically, to compare, to evaluate and criticize ourselves, to focus on what we're lacking, to be dissatisfied with what we have and to want more, to imagine all sorts of frightening scenarios, most of which realistically they just won't happen. No wonder we find it hard to be the person that we really are meant to be, that we were born to be, a kind, loving person. We just have all these fears, these thoughts, these comparisons, these standards, not enough. That's really the answer to the question, why am I not the person that I know I can be, that I know I want to be?